And Mr. Thomas, we are all very proud of you, so no matter if you win tonight for Maryland State Teacher of the Year, or you don't win tonight for Maryland State Teacher of the Year, either way, we feel that you are a winner. You've done an amazing job getting to the Wicomico County Teacher of the Year. You're going to do an amazing job over the next year representing Wicomico County, so we are still very, very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming in. Everybody that worked and food and set up and everything. I appreciate it. I love y'all and thank you for your support. Come on, guys. Thank you, please. Here's some pictures. You can actually take a mask off. Yeah. Look right there. Oh, okay. Yeah. And then what? Let's put a mask. Okay. Gotcha. Everybody masks off. Get nice and close together. You better get nice. You better get close. You better get nice and close. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Right now that's all. Your mask is inside out. Oh, you are. Right. As long as you're smiling. All right. 1, 2, 3. Good. Perfect. Nice.
Or Zoom classes. 443-840-5200.
You don't have to jump out to see all the amazing things Harper County, Maryland has to offer. It's just way cooler if you do.
MPT wishes to thank the following Leadership Society donors for their continued support.
without teachers as a celebrity and they deserve early opportunity. Well, I know that this is your 31st Teacher of the Year celebration, which is quite an accomplishment. So you also deserve congratulations for your many years building this program. It's because of you we have it. This program is respected throughout the state and really throughout the nation. And I see also that between us we have the bowl, which is a reminder of the past Maryland Teacher of the Year recipients. I often mention that my aunt, her Aunt Sheila, was visiting me one year from San Diego. She's a retired teacher and then taught teachers. She came to one of the galas with me. And when it was over, I took her into the car to take her home. This, of course, was prior to the pandemic. She had tears in her eyes. She was so moved by this program and told me that she had never, in all of her years teaching and teaching teachers, she'd never experienced such an amazing tribute to so many deserving professionals.
You know, I love that story, Denise. Saying thank you is so important, and sometimes it's a simple kind of thank you, and it can come in many, many forms. This evening, it's great to have the power of television with us, so that teachers, administrators, friends, family members, and often many are gathered together in a party of sorts to watch the show. So let's begin by enjoying the talents of some students who are members of the 10th Maryland High School Dance Company, directed by their teacher, Amber Wright, who happened to be last year's Finalist Teacher of the Year. And the dancing to be song, unique kind of song to be from Amber.
Excellent teachers are critical in reaching equitable and high achievement goals. Though he is unable to be on the set with us tonight, he shares his congratulations to our teachers by video.
Hi, I'm Mohammed Chaudhary, Maryland Superintendent of Schools. Classroom each day. Teachers profoundly impact the positive trajectory of students' lives. I know the great things that happen in public schools because I have lived them, both as a student and a teacher. As a young boy growing up in California and attending a largely low-income school, I can testify to the importance of exemplary teachers in my life. As I was reading about this year's stunning selection of candidates, I came across support letters from students of all ages. One high school student said, "With absolute certainty, my teacher was one of the most intellectual and supportive people I have met." Another student said, "This teacher gave me the hope for the future and filled me with confidence." A fourth grader wrote, "She was encouraging, gave us help, and had high expectations." The teachers wrote essays as well. They spoke of their passion. They were gratified to see their students improve and achieve. Who among us doesn't remember the teachers who meant the most, the ones who excited us and urged us to be our best, who taught us the value of work and study and the doors they opened? We think of them now and we come to appreciate their value. Tonight, on behalf of the Maryland State Department of Education, it is my pleasure to extend heartfelt thanks to all the teachers across this great state. To our 24 Teachers of the Year, our finalists, and soon to be named Maryland Teacher of the Year, thank you for all that you do. Our teachers set the bar high, and in doing so, raise us all to new heights. Thank you, teachers of Maryland.
We look forward to exciting years ahead, knowing that education is front and center in Maryland. We're truly blessed to have a huge investment of resources helping guide us. And teachers are always at the heart of education change and success. We wish Mr. Chaudhry the very best as Maryland's education leader. Now, let's meet some of our great teachers of the year. And as a sidebar, the teachers recorded their own audio. Thank you, MPT, for your technical expertise to help it all look and sound as good as possible.
As an educator, I believe that every student can and will experience success in my classroom. Look, education is not a single road or pathway. It's full of detours, potholes, and sometimes the GPS loses connection. But as educators, we serve as tour guides on our students' path to greatness, no matter how bumpy the road is to get there.
Motivate my students with the two most important R's in education: relationships and relevancy. With relationships, students know when they walk in my classroom they are loved, supported, and cared for. And with relevancy, they are so passionate and excited about the content because they know it directly relates to their future career goals.
Building relationships with students is like putting together a puzzle. You need to get all the pieces together through research in order to get a better idea of who the whole student is, not just the pieces they show you.
Meeting my students this year was thrilling because making relationships with students is the most important thing about being a teacher. And I teach teenagers, and whether they want to or not, they wear their emotion right there on their face. So it was so great to be able to look them in the eye and really see if they were doing okay.
You know, Denise, Maryland's program is admired nationally because of our many dedicated corporate sponsors. So, a very big thank you to all the sponsors. Our presenting sponsors are Comcast, Maryland Automobile Dealers Association, McDonald's Family Restaurants of Baltimore, Northrop Grumman Corporation, and Smart Technologies. Our platinum sponsors, Maryland Public Television, NTA Life, a Horace Mann Company, and Whiting Turner Contracting Company. And our gold sponsors, Bank of America, the Maryland State Education Association, and WJZ13. Thank you for your long-term commitment and support.
And now, let's meet a few more of our outstanding Teachers of the Year.
When I teach virtually, I emphasize the availability of resources. Whether those resources are for achieving academic goals or meeting personal and emotional needs, my virtual learning environment is a place where students can easily access what they need to build relationships, find support, and feel successful.
The development of my students' growth mindsets, problem-solving, confidence, and self-esteem are paramount, whether we are sharing our positive affirmations for the day or working together to solve a problem. I believe that ensuring my students feel safe and confident enough to take risks is not only vitally important to their success, but also to mine as their teacher.
One of my favorite areas in my classroom is my collection of flags from countries that I've traveled to around the world. I want my students to be true 21st century learners, and I use these flags to show them just how much of the world there is to see beyond the four walls of this classroom. Adding personal connections to my curriculum is just one of the many ways I engage my students in their learning.
When it comes to motivating students, it's all about respect. I
provide a culturally responsive, academically accessible environment where my students thrive. When students feel respected by their peers and teachers for who they are and for their hard work in class, their confidence grows and they are motivated to learn.
So terrific. Well, we have been through a difficult year and a half, and Governor Hogan often advised us to stay Maryland strong. Perfect words for the resilience needed by everyone and certainly our teachers. They learn new technologies and instructional strategies, often working double duty in virtual and in-class settings. So let's hear words of appreciation and congratulations from our governor.
I'm honored to join you this evening for the annual Maryland Teacher of the Year special. I want to thank all of Maryland's dedicated educators for keeping our students safe and learning this past year. You have had to look out not only for your students, but also for your own families as well. During such a difficult and challenging time, I'm especially proud of your perseverance, ingenuity, and compassion. Every single one of our teachers are proof that with a strong collaboration between dedicated educators, families, and communities, we can overcome incredible challenges to give every child in Maryland, regardless of what neighborhood they happen to grow up in, a world-class education. Thank you and congratulations to all of tonight's honorees.
Thank you, Governor. And so now let's meet a few more outstanding Teachers of the Year.
In my classroom, building relationships is a top priority. As teachers, we can lead by example by being willing to show our vulnerabilities. Once that connection and trust has been established, students will come to class with the personal freedom to be able to take risks and be their authentic selves.
I visited each student at their home before the first day of school. I got to meet their parents, their brothers and sisters, and even the family pets. We met in garages, through car doors, and sometimes even across the street. No mask could hide the joy and excitement of meeting a new friend and embarking on a new and incredible journey together.
As a member of the LGBTQ+ community, it's important to me to make the educational experience positive for the generation behind me. I use the perspective of my own experience to make my classroom a safe space for all students. When kids feel like they're in a judgment-free zone, they feel free to take educational risks necessary for higher learning.
I think that my approach to teaching has always been through my love of learning. And being a teacher allows me to learn new things all the time. It requires me to learn new things, and I'm lucky to be surrounded by colleagues that value learning for learning's sake. I hope that I model that love of learning for my students. I want them to get addicted to learning. I want them to ask questions and stay curious.
These past months have brought so many challenges, but also so many opportunities for creative and artistic expression. A personal joy for me was having time to play the piano and to write a few songs. I'm delighted that a song I wrote and performed is featured tonight, inspired by the many teachers I have known along the way. It was recorded at my house on an iPad, and I have to say thanks to MPT for sharing the song and for an accompanying video of some of our fantastic teachers. I hope you enjoy. Thanks to the teachers. You can bring them diamonds on a cloudy day with words that help and guide them when they may have lost their way. You open doors to knowledge, and they often do not know that you are there beside them as they question and they grow. Thanks to the teachers. When you think back to days that passed on by and the many you met Thanks to the teachers.
Oh, Darla, that was such a nice tribute to teachers everywhere. So nice. Didn't know about your musical talent all these years. All right, so now let's take a few minutes to meet more Teachers of the Year.
I provide opportunities for innovation, technology, mindfulness, social-emotional learning, and ensure that we experiences in every classroom.
The opportunity that I get to spend multiple years with them allows me to focus a lot on their social-emotional learning and health and creating a classroom family, and they're able to try new things and know that they're going to be supported through those challenges that art presents.
Teaching has always felt like a lifestyle rather than a profession. My passion for teaching manifests itself through my commitment to being a lifelong learner who is eager to provide the education that each student is entitled to receive. Having children of my own has made my commitment to education even stronger, as I strive to provide the leaders of the future that will have an impact on my children's lives.
As a science teacher, I teach my students how to use scientific method into my classroom, but more importantly, how to use this process into their own lives. Analyze and observe their stories. Identify the positive and harness it. Question the negative and seek solutions.
So Denise, what would we do without an incredible panel of judges who represent many education organizations across Maryland? You know, judges spent hours and hours reading lengthy application packets and interviewing each of the finalists on behalf of the State Department of Education. I cannot say thank you enough. You are so appreciated. And now on to meeting 4 of our 8 finalists.
When I teach virtually, I emphasize social-emotional learning that helps my students and I thrive both in and out the classroom, so we can navigate any challenge together.
My role as a teacher is not a savior or a martyr. Instead, my role is to advocate for and with students and support them on their educational journey as they question, as they learn, as they discover, and use their voices.
This was an incredibly challenging school year. From a global health pandemic to our emerging understandings of racial injustice, there was a lot going on, but it is impossible for us to separate what happens in the world from what happens in our classrooms. So it was important for me to create a safe space for my students to have authentic and meaningful dialogue that allowed them to process and analyze what they were experiencing and feeling.
I infuse every student's cultural footprint in the classroom by ensuring that there's equity, empowerment, and transformative educational practices that prepare students to be global citizens in the 21st century.
Wow, the judges certainly had their work cut out for them. What a fantastic group of award-winning teachers. And we have 4 more finalists to go, so let's meet them now.
Get to know your students by asking questions. Show genuine interest and care for each individual person. Students who feel connected and supported will take risks, make mistakes, dust themselves off, and keep learning because they know we are there for them. At the beginning of the year, I ask tons of questions and have fun. Try using minute-to-minute challenges, would you rather questions, and collaborative discussions. Show the students that you care.
This year really highlighted the importance of student choice in the classroom. Student choice is difficult to maintain in a normal setting. Throw a pandemic in there and virtual and hybrid settings, it was really difficult. However, my students came through and they showed me creativity and projects that I had never seen before, and that was really exciting.
There's a silver lining to pandemic teaching, and that's being able to utilize the technology that we've been given to collaborate with our colleagues across the county. This past year, I co-planned and co-reflected on 3 sections of Spanish every single day with a colleague of mine at a different school. This led to an exponential increase in students who earned the Maryland Seal of Biliteracy.
First and foremost, I have to bring the energy each and every day to my students, and 9 times out of 10, they give it right back to me. Relationships are key, and once you build relationships with your students, you can deliver any content that you want. That same relationship that you build will create a classroom full of love, learning, and classroom community.
All right, we have met all 24 teachers of the year, but Darla, I imagine we have some gifts for the teachers. Tell us about the gifts.
All 24 teachers will receive plaques and state honors from the governor, as well as gifts and prizes from our sponsors. The teachers will participate in STEM programs and a special environmental day on the Bay sponsored by the Chesapeake Bay Foundation and Northrop Grumman. The 8 finalists will receive site licenses for Smart Learning Suites. The 2022 Maryland Teacher of the Year will be speaking at various venues throughout Maryland and hopefully attend national events, including a White House ceremony. He or she will receive from Smart Technologies a school-wide license for its learning suite and a swag gift basket. These gifts are valued at over $3,000. That teacher will also be noticed throughout Maryland with a special license plate produced only for the Maryland Teacher of the Year. And each of the 24 district teachers of the year will receive a monetary award of $4,000 from the Maryland State Department of Education.
Well, thank you. Another year of amazing teacher and amazing sponsors. Last year, there was much excitement when Wyatt O'Rourke was announced as the Maryland Teacher of the Year. Now, he continued teaching throughout the year, but also stepped up, encouraging teachers and students at numerous virtual events. So now, let's hear from the outgoing Maryland Teacher of the Year, Wyatt O'Rourke of Baltimore City.
This is Wyatt O'Rourke, or Mr. O, the 2021 Maryland Teacher of the Year. It was an absolute honor to serve the past year representing the state of Maryland, the amazing educators and scholars who make up our state. I cannot wait to see what the next Teacher of the Year accomplishes for our state. Through this unprecedented time, we've still been able to make amazing gains for our young people, both last year, whether it was virtual or in person, and this year as we've welcomed scholars back into our classrooms and our sacred spaces. Thank you for all that you do to make Maryland home to some of the greatest teachers in the entire world. And congratulations on our next Maryland Teacher of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, so the big moment is coming. Here are the finalists in alphabetical order by school district. Jing Dai, Anne Arundel County. Sydney Thomas, Baltimore City. Brianna Ross, Baltimore County. Adrian Leak, Prince George's County. Stephanie McKenzie, Queen Anne's County. Lauren Greer, Talbot County. Caroline Schlegel, Washington County. Dustin Thomas, Wicomico County. You have the envelope of who will be the 2022 Maryland Teacher of the Year.
Okay, here it goes. And the winner is Brianna Ross, Baltimore County. Yay!
Thank you to the state of Maryland and to the selection committee for this incredible honor and recognition. I am so excited to represent excellence in teaching, particularly on behalf of the phenomenal educators in Baltimore County. I'm so grateful that God has shown me my passion and purpose, and He has just directed all of my steps. A huge thank you to my parents who are perfect and who love me unconditionally, who pray for me constantly. There are not enough words to tell you how much I love you. To my incredible mentors mentors, Dr. Candace Taylor and Dr. Nashay Bennett. Thank you for taking a chance on me and seeing vision in me that I had not yet seen. To the other educators who I have grown with, Evan Campbell, Natasha Outlaw, Ben Wolf, Shavi Poland, I would not be who I am without watching all of you do your incredible work. To all of my family at Deer Park, I love you guys so much, and in particular, a huge thank you to my students. You have taught me what it means to love beyond condition, to teach with purpose, and to lead fearlessly. I would not be the woman that I am and the educator that I am without all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm ready to get to work.
Congratulations to our 2022 Maryland Teacher of the Year. So many are applauding you now. These have been wonderful moments to be thankful for. Despite all that we've experienced for more than a year, we wish very best wishes to all of our Teachers of the Year, our many friends and education colleagues, all the teachers who do so much for our students, and to all the viewers this evening. Please stay healthy.
Yay. And a big thank you to the Maryland State Department of Education, to Maryland Public Television for hosting us, to the sponsors and all the dedicated and talented teachers in Maryland. Remember, as the saying goes, teaching is the one profession that makes all other professions possible. Congratulations.
So no matter what, Dustin, we are still very proud of you. It was a huge accomplishment to be Wicomico County Teacher of the Year, but at least we all got to celebrate with you tonight as we watch the State Teacher of the Year banquet, since we couldn't be at Martin's West. So again, congratulations. So if there's anyone who didn't get their picture taken with Dustin, Jen Say Campbell is here.